Question 5 and 6 here. These are your solutions. Show that the line x minus 2y plus 1 equals 0 and the line 3x minus 6y minus 7 equals 0. Show that those two lines are parallel. Well, what is the slope of this line here? So we have options. We could try and graph it. Even to graph it, I'm still going to need points. So maybe I need to find out where it cuts the x-axis, find out where it cuts the y-axis, or maybe I can just guess points that are on it. So maybe if we even move it around a little bit. So let's just say I added 2y to both sides there. X plus 1 is equal to 2 times y. So let's just say, now, I mean, you could have left it like that, but I'm just going to move it around and see if I can find points easier. So if x is 1, and maybe y is 1, does that work? A 1 plus a 1 is equal to 2 times 1. Yep, so 1, 1 is a point on this. And then x plus 1 is equal to 2 times y. So maybe 3 for x. So 3 plus 1 is 4 and 2 for y. Does that work? 3 plus a 1 is equal to 2 times 2. Yep. So there's a second point. So my 2 points here are 1, 1 and 3, 2. x1, y1. Now, I mean, this is just one way of doing it. Like I said, there's so many ways of doing it. You could find out where it cuts the x-axis. You could find out where it cuts the y-axis. They could be your 2 points. You could, there's just so many ways of doing it. I think, you know, just do whatever way suits you. And whatever way you attempted yesterday is fine, as long as you made an attempt. You had a go at maybe finding the slope somehow. Or finding points somehow. So you might not, realistically, so many ways of doing it, you didn't probably do it this way. I'm just showing you the way I might have done it. So I get my slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And I end up with 1 over 2, so that's a slope of a half. So the slope of this line here is a half. Let's have a look at this one. Maybe this one, I'll find out where it cuts the x-axis and I'll find out where it cuts the y-axis. So I'll do this one differently. But, you know, find the points whatever way you want. So if we have a number and we know that it cuts the x-axis, so we haven't a clue where it cuts the x-axis, but we know something about it. We know that the y value is 0. Minus 7 equals 0. So I'm going to keep going. 3x minus, that's 0. Minus 7 equals 0. I'm going to add 7 to both sides. End up with this. I'm going to divide by 3. So my point here is 7 over 3 is the x coordinate. So x is equal to 7 over 3. And my y was a 0. So there's a point. Mightn't be the nicest looking point, but it's the point where it cuts the x-axis. Which actually was probably off over here somewhere. How do you find out where something cuts the y-axis? Well, what do we know about where it cuts the y-axis? The x-coordinate is 0. So we go back to the start. Here's my equation. The y-coordinate... if we want to know where it cuts the x-axis, the y-axis, the x is 0. So that 3 times 0 is 0. Minus 6y minus 7 equals 0. I'm going to add 7 to both sides. And I have minus 6 times y. So I'm going to divide by minus 6. Again, not a very nice number. But my point is 0 for the x and minus 7 over 6 for the y. Get the slope of this line. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And if my slopes are the same, which I'm hoping they are, I will have shown that the two lines are parallel. So just continue on and get your 2 points there. Now, maybe you found nicer points than what I did, but you're still going to get your formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and you should get that the slope is a half. And then there's just the second part of that is, what is the slope of any line perpendicular to these lines? So if the slope is if the slope is plus a half, then what's the opposite of plus? 1 over 2 minus 2 over 1. So these lines are parallel. They should have the same slope, a half. These, if you were looking at a line perpendicular, slope is minus 2. And question 6, show that the lines are perpendicular to each other. Well, you find the slope of the first line, find the slope of the second line, and they should be complete opposites of each other. So I'm not going to do that here. If you have any trouble, I have no problem. I'll do it on a video. But it should be okay, I hope. So if you can get this question, I'm hoping now, have a go at 6 again and see if you have any issues with it. And if you do have any issues, make sure that you send me an email, let me know, and I'll do a video on it.